Alrighty. 1 second. Let's get a share going. Alrighty. What do we got going on here? I don't even know. All right. Real quick. Play around with the computer while I try to figure out if there are even people here. One watching. Cool. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Cannot switch landscape to portrait during live. Right, we got a whole new studio software thing, and I'm still trying to figure this shit out. So please bear with me, stick with me. All right. Been a hell of a week, hasn't it, guys? I think I have one thing that sums it up quite perfectly. Add to screen. Most perfect.
Do you think you're a good man?
Yes. I think so. Are you a good man?
Yes. I think so. Are you corrupt?
Oh, yes. Are you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's get rid of this crap. Away with you. Sweet. I'm sorry to say it, but why is there so much arguing on city council if they're all just going to vote the same fucking way anyway? Let's be honest here. Is it just to make people feel good about it, or what's going on? No. I mean, undue medical debt. They even said straight up, it's not going to pay. Like, not all of it's going to Flint. Hell, it may none of it come to Flint. It depends if the hospitals want to fucking put them in on it and sell them the debt. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then why is Flint throwing money at it? Or going along with backroom deals, closed door discussions on the next third ward representative? It's against the Open Meetings Act. Oh, the judge said we have to, or we can go to jail. Since when was that even a choice, guys? If you're for something, if you believe something, you're just going to step away from it because there's a possibility of jail? What happened to all the big talk back in December, November? That we're going to stand 10 toes down. We're going to stay right here. Weird. We're going to boycott meetings. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Yeah, there you are at the meeting. There you are participating in a sham to now. The people of Flint don't know what you're saying behind those doors, what you're promising each other to get a Carrie Nelson or AC Dumas up there. If you really believe in democracy, if you really believe in those open meeting acts, maybe, just maybe, you would say, I'm not doing this. Oh, be held in contempt? Okay. That's a day or two. That's fine. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm weird. But so many civil rights heroes or heroes throughout American history said they didn't care about jail time. They're going to stand up for what they believed in. And this is the same type of people that you're portraying yourself as. Weird. And don't get me started on all this. Oh, we have to spend. We have to get this done. We have to get that done. The mayor has a discretionary budget for a fucking reason. So why is it coming down to you? Oh, I see. So you don't get dragged through the mud. Well, that makes some sort of sense. Except I can almost guarantee you 2 of you aren't running again in 26 anyway. So what's the point? Just stick with it now? I'm trying to follow. I'm trying to pick up what you're putting down. But what you're putting down is some bullshit. Hey, Mama Aquil, how you doing? And then all the hate over having John on. I don't think I've come on the rant since John was interviewed. I don't know the guy. I honestly don't fucking care. He could be a good dude. He could be a horrible dude, like everyone says. But he put out some truth. So many people called Ms. Bev Biggs and said, yeah, we're only voting for you. Okay. And then turn around and go somewhere else. Well, why'd you call? I've seen so many people pop up in other lives. Usually, 8-10 folks go over there. Oh, yeah, I can't believe they did that. What? Gave another side of a story? Instead of just falling and simping for the 4. I'm sorry, there is no good 4 or bad 4 anymore. There's just 8. Tell me I'm wrong. Seriously. Am I wrong? I don't think so. But you got some folks running over there completely in love and, oh, yeah, you can do no wrong. Hate to tell you, these folks don't care about you. None of them. 1 through 9. There are no friends in politics. How many times do I have to tell you? There's only interest. And right now, you aren't the interest. The interest is setting themselves up to look good to run in 26. Undue medical debt looks great, looks wonder-fucking-ful. Want to know what it really is? Not there for you. It's something to put on the resume to say, I did this, so when they run in 26, it shows, oh, I care about the people. But when someone digs in, usually 8-10, because no one else around here gives a goddamn, you're going to see very few people, if any, actually got any medical debt relief. And let's not forget all the lies they tried spouting up there. Oh, this will help people buy homes. Medical debt's not on your credit report at all. Tell me I'm wrong. Oh, this will make people more confident. No, it won't. It will not encourage more people to go to the doctor. And how about you fix the root damn causes of people having to go to the doctor? Jacked up water? Maybe. How about homes with holes in them? Instead, you threw so much goddamn money at blight, it turned our heads. And then you threw money at a bullshit garbage contract. Don't you think those millions could have been used to fix some homes? I mean, it is the winter. It's cold and snowy up on yonder. There's breezes and gusts of wind running all through it. You don't think that's making people sick, giving them pneumonia, X, Y, and Z? Oh, well, the home is the homeowner's problem. Okay, typically I'd agree with you. Typically I'd say, you own it, your problem. Except Flint State Council hasn't really brought any businesses or job stability into the city either. So many people have lost their blessed jobs. They have no income. They're having to go on things like disability just to make it by. Do you think disability really covers home repairs? Oh no, you just want to get everyone in apartments. I'm failing to see a bright side here. I don't care what side you're on. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 don't really seem like they're working for the people. And if you don't like being in this hot seat and you feel that you have to retaliate, maybe you should realize you're in fucking politics. And no matter what you do, someone's going to come at you. When we said 810's E for everyone, we do mean everyone. I don't care if you've had a show on this platform before or not. If you're a fuck up, you're a fuck up. But let's be fair. Candace and Liddell, same targets as always. Both of them two-faced, sneaky, snaky, low-down sons of... Can't say that word. Talking about females, can't say that word. But trying to run around and secure themselves votes for council president. And it isn't really the money I think they're chasing, at least not that little bump of $500 a year or some BS like that. I think it's the ability to control the agendas coming onto the floor. Think about it. Whether it's one way or another. You control the agenda. You control where money goes to. That is a big open door for bribes. Are you corrupt? Yes, you are. You might as well just call it what it is. So Candace and Liddell jockeying for that, they both have their eyes on something. They're jockeying so hard that it wouldn't surprise me if we see something large coming down the pipeline soon. Mama Oakwill gets it. This is why I love Mama Oakwill. Not only has she been down from day one, she has more common sense than most of the people up there on that council. Let's be real. None of this stuff is going to help the water, infrastructure, or anything in the city other than downtown. True. I tried watching city council the other night. I couldn't. You know how rare it is for me to say, nah, I just can't deal with city council today? I would rather have been, God, what did I go out and do? Oh, I was gardening instead of watching city council. Because once you realize that it's just a clown show, something to keep the people entertained and occupied, something to keep their eyes on while they go ahead and run your pockets one way or another, you realize watching it really does nothing. You know more about the city not watching city council than you do watching city council. I mean, if you're going to just look at how they vote, don't listen to anything they say. That's all you need to do. Honestly, I think it might just behoove us. You know, I'm going to have to find the motivation here to do it my damn self. Watch city council, write down the resolutions, write the yays and nays, and then post it. You don't need to know what shit talk they're putting on each other this week. Hey, Simple Sammy. Seriously, it's just personal barbs and jabs. How is that anything to do with the city or its finances or the people? Who cares who did what and where is that going where? What money went? Because one way or another, you're all trying to get a take. Don't point it out because someone took the take before you did or they made it more obvious. Shit. You're all corrupt. That's just the nature of City of Flint politics. I don't think we can point to any one person who hasn't took money one way or another. And some of these may be very popular folks. Some of these, you bring it up, you're going to get dragged. I don't care. Some folks decided to take money off of their image. It was legal, at least. That would be Mr. Mays. But, like I said, Mr. Mays didn't take money from the city. He monetized his image. Good on him. Proud of him. Liddell, Sarvis Park. Quincy, well, he was just getting paybacks through Habitat for Humanity. Leon Alameen, all of his rental properties. How many of those were propped up and rebuilt using ARPA funds or city grants? Sally Belly, let's see what you put here. I think they're trying to make the residents lose hope, sell their homes below market value, bring in new residents. That's when they'll fix water completely. You're not wrong, man. You're not wrong at all. Too much money being invested in Flint to let it die off. Here's the cool thing. So I was on Reddit the other day and someone brought up, better uses for American tax money nationally. And one of them was fixing Flint's water crisis and infrastructure. I got to talking in there and mentioned, I just moved from Flint about 6 months ago. They asked me, well, what'd you do with your house? Did you sell it? Look at the market value of a lot of the homes, especially going from Ballinger up. They're rock bottom. The house I was living in was market value $13K. So, Sally, even sell their homes below market value. Market value is below market value right now. That's just the way it is. Because how are you going to entice people to go there if there's no good jobs? Maybe you can turn it into a retirement community like a miniature Florida. But you're not going to get young, educated, hardworking individuals that are going to help the city grow like that. You have to have businesses come in. Oh, well, Ashley Capital. Ashley Capital doesn't even know what businesses are going in. I mean, I've looked at the buildings. One of them looks like an Amazon. And tell me rich people are going to move into a city to work at Amazon. Weird. Literally, that's all I've got about Flint today. It just turned into a massive disappointment. Whew, how long ago was that? 60 to 70K, that's pretty high end. Yeah, no, my home was about 13K. I think my mother-in-law's home is about the same right now, actually. I think it's got an extension and a second story that they built on. But there's really nothing to say about Flint except it's all just a magic act. Watch over here while we come over here. They're going to fight. They're going to argue. That's just for your attention and your entertainment. It's not really to bring up points against one another. There is no honest debate up there. There is no, it's good for the city because of this. Well, it's bad for the city because of this. It's just arguing. You took money. Oh, you're ugly. Oh, you this. Honestly, I think it behooved Davina just to turn off their mics until it's time to vote. Let them have their cat fights and their bickering. We don't need to hear it. Put everything to a vote and just go. You're not talking about anything anyway. You're just taking that opportunity to talk about each other. So let's get on to national. Why? Just because, once again, I'm fed up and sick of Flint. I love the city, love the residents there, but the government of Flint just, I don't think I've been so wore out in my life. Hell, I would rather re-enlist in the army again than live in Flint again, even with the world going as it is. But we got a few things here. Let's talk about the wildfires, because once again, it's a government failure. It always has been, always will be. Honestly, point to any problem in America, and I can just tell you government. That's literally it. But folks losing their homes in California. Hell, Malibu beachfront property is now gone. It is some of the most expensive property in the world. That's just insane to me. And one of the LA fire chiefs, I don't know if it's the county fire chief or one of the city fire chiefs, because I don't know if most people know this. LA is just a county. You've got multiple cities literally butting up against each other. I was born in La Habra. Lyra, cut that shit out. What the fuck are you even doing? Stupid puppy. So, because it was the trendy thing to do, one of these fire chiefs sent most of their fire gear over to Ukraine to help out. And they haven't replaced it yet. I want to know what kind of stupid that is. How are you going to send your stuff that you need today somewhere else as a feel-good measure? And now that there's a massive wildfire, you don't have any equipment to fight it with. You don't have any water to fight it with. Like, I used to make fun of folks down here in Florida. Hell, I still make fun of folks down here in Florida. That when a hurricane hit, don't send aid, send U-Hauls. Don't be stupid enough to live where your home's going to get flooded, right? Now I'm looking at California and a lot of parts of Colorado about the same. Don't send aid, send U-Hauls. Because if the place is just going to constantly catch fire and you're going to have government officials giving away equipment they need or not being ready to respond to help people as they need, then people don't need to live there. Human beings deserve far better than what you get. I don't know if anyone's told you this, but you deserve a hell of a lot more than what you are given to live with. And I don't care where you could live in Europe, have some of the best quality of living in the world. You deserve more. But time and time and time again, governments fail. Not because, they didn't have the resources. It's because you aren't what they're looking to help. A government's real only objective is to make sure it continues to have a reason to exist. That's just standard. If we had no problems, we would need no government. So government makes sure problems happen. I mean, shit, let's step back and take a look at Flint again for a minute. They didn't like the water prices coming from Detroit. So they created the most convoluted fix I've ever damn well heard of. Make a multi-$100 million pipe to run basically right next to the Detroit pipe, run straight to Flint. Flint didn't have that kind of income. Couldn't pay for that, so they had to make a subsidy company gather funds and capital like that And then if Flint ever defaults on its now loan, the KWA gets to own every piece of water infrastructure in Flint, period, ground up. Tell me that's not self-aggrandizement. And tell me, I mean, residents of Flint, lifelong residents of Flint, Selly, Mama Quill, would you ever drink water from the Flint River? I mean, I've gone down and fished around it and such like that. Never would I eat a fish from it. Never would I drink from it. Never would I even swim in it. So, why would you want to drink it and make it your main water for a while you get that giant ass pipeline done? You can't tell me that environmentalists and lifelong residents of the city of Flint were actually thinking that was a good idea. I mean, I know I'm dumb. Trust me, people remind me of it every fucking day. I know I'm stupid. I'm not that stupid. It was an engineered crisis to bring money into the city of Flint. Because without a problem, government doesn't have a reason to exist. They had to make a problem. California could have easily prevented those wildfires. They didn't. When I was living in Colorado, 2012, the massive wildfires there, those could have been easily prevented. Instead, they had to mobilize active duty soldiers to go fight fires. Point to any problem in the United States today, and I can probably one way or another link it to a government failure or a way that they just put it up. Mark Hutchinson knows what's up. Hey, super producer's here too. It's not self-aggrandizement. It was a scam. Many people made a lot of money on the KWA scam, by the way. Have you seen Scott Kincaid lately? Josh Freeman, six-figure job for life. Shit. Well, I mean, at least he'll be good in the dating scene now because all these younger single ladies want a man that can pick up six figures a year. And everyone, all in the queue, go ahead and right click and go to all in the queue after this and subscribe. Her and Wintus were on last night on both channels. So, and I'll be making some shorts of their conversation last night because they had a lot of good and fun points. I'm sorry, I'm so upset because I know regardless of what actual facts and points are brought out, regardless of anything like that, there's still going to be an argument over it. You could be completely honest, truthful, and factual, and there's still going to be, oh, well, this is bullshit. And, well, watch tomorrow and Sunday. There's going to be rebuttals. Well, why? If you're going to vote for something, why did you decide to argue the entire time? If you're going to vote for something, why did you ask all these hard-hitting questions that would normally pressure a normal person to vote against it, and then you turn around and vote for it? When they flipped the switch on that water, they started using pipes that had not been used or serviced in the last 50 years. And they're still going to tell you that fixing the pipes in your house that were damaged from that is your problem. Remember, I went up and spoke about it in front of city council myself. It's gotten to the point where I hate to say it, but a couple months back, Dennis was asked, if you could, would you move from Flint? Him, as a city council person, said, yeah, move. If you can, get out. Because I don't see a save for this. No one person getting up on city council, no 9 people are going to turn it around. No mayor is going to fix it. You still got people being appointed to these boards and positions that are still making decisions that are still going to screw over Flint. Scott Kincaid, as was just pointed out, or Josh Freeman. You think those 6-figure salaries don't come with strings attached? Oh, you can get rid of everyone on city council right now and start fresh. You've still got wards 2 and 4 on the economic development board, or at least trying to. There is no fix. Flint is fucked. And I love the city of Flint. I do, but guys, I think you would be better off anywhere else. And I know there's a lot of family there, there's a lot of history there, but is family history worth subjecting yourself to this? Seriously, ask yourself that question. Is family history, what your families have gone through, and the great and happy memories, is it worth subjecting yourself to poison water? Is it worth standing there hoping for some help and on anything really, and seeing money passed out to friends? Not your friends, their friends. Is it worth sitting there begging them to fix something, and you see millions of dollars get sent to these nonprofits and these 501c3s, and they just use it on payroll and then dissolve? There are far better places out and around, anywhere and everywhere. Small communities, hell, even large cities, that, well, they're still not there for you. No government is ever there for you. At least pretend like they give a damn. At least put on a show of it. But I mean, garbage contract. It was bullshit when it first came through. It was bullshit when they just extended it. How much money was that worth? How much of those ARPA funds did they just throw at that? $2 million, and then that stabilizes it for 2 years, and then for the following 3 years of that extension is going to raise people's taxes. Judy came right out and fucking said it. She posted on Facebook. Her and Eva Worthing got in a damn fight over it. And they still voted for it. Majority of the young working individuals in Flint have decided this ain't worth it, and they've moved away. They've taken their college degrees, their work experience, and their able bodies elsewhere. So now you've got people stuck on disability or retirement. How are you going to afford a raise in taxes when you can't even afford the nation's highest water bill? It's not for you. I don't know if they're going to try to move people in or not, or if they're just going to make Flint an industrial city and then have people live in Beecher and Grand Blanc and move on and, drive in to go to work and then drive out at the end of the day. But I don't see Flint ever being a prosperous, thriving community again. Too many years of corruption, too many years of them purposely sabotaging good, hardworking folks and spoiling that goodwill. There's just no way. It is impossible that Flint will ever be anything more than what it is today now. And that's rough. And it's a hard pill to swallow. But let's say Beverly Biggs does get up there. And once again, someone I trust, someone I like. It is her versus 8. Her no nonsense, take no BS attitude versus 8. One vote don't beat 8. And sometimes some people vote with her, sometimes they'll vote against her. She could be a swing vote that makes things happen. Or they could just say, no, side 1 and side 2 hate each other, but we're all being told to get this thing through, so we're going to argue about it and then vote in lockstep. Ms. Bev Biggs doesn't make a difference there. And she may call them out on it, but we already have enough arguing and calling out. Honestly, Ms. Bev Biggs deserves a hell of a lot better than trying to fix a mess that 30 people before her have made. What about the mayor? Look at who your options for mayor are. Mr. Maurice Davis, I like him, I trust him. But seeing how so many groups out there have already decided to deride him. Oh, one account that I follow sat there and tried to make it as neutral and nonchalant as possible as they're dragging him through the mud because he talked to Trump. I will donate to Maurice Davis's campaign fund. I trust Maurice Davis. I hope he gets in, but even he can't fix what 2, 3 mayors prior just in water have fucked up. He can't fix what 6 or 7 prior mayors have screwed up in terms of corruption. So what's the play? There is no way to fix this. You have to start from the ground up. And I mean literally from the ground up. Except if you somehow get all the right people into the right offices in Flint, 1 through 9 being upstanding, decent human beings, a decent mayor with decent staff. You clear out some of the judges there who are obviously playing into this BS. Now you're fighting against the county and its master plan that the city doesn't even own, the county's still following, and its planned shrinkage of reducing services into the north side of Flint just to get people to move out. And that came from everyone's favorite congressman, Mr. Kildee. Then you got to fight against the state once you finally clean out county. The state who not only allowed all this to happen, kept putting emergency managers in place in Flint, but now actively looks at Flint in a way it's like a money drain. You can't fix it. There is no fixing it. You guys come to 810 for some truth. That is the truth. I look side-eyed at everyone that gets up into a government seat now. Because sit there and you see the pretty smiling face looking at you, talking all these beautiful words and all these platitudes and what they're going to do. And then you actually see them vote. You're lied directly in your face. They looked you in the eye and lied. So what are you to do? I saw some people calling for action and you got to take the city back. How are you going to take it back? Because anyone you put some trust into can easily be bought. I don't care who they are. They could be a damn nun. They could be a saint. There's always a way into someone's heart, usually through their wallet, but other ways as well. There's no fixing it. And I know a lot of folks can't get out of there. Income is so low. A lot of people living on fixed income, retirement. I don't have an answer for you. I can say I'd pray for you, but, well, 10 years of prayers haven't fixed the Flint water, so. I can say if you got kids or grandchildren, encourage them to get out. Go find a life somewhere where they can build themselves up, places with jobs. Let's see what Mr. Mark says. I speak sometimes to people I know about my crazy obsession with Flint. These are finance people. They say Flint should put bankruptcy on the table. That'll scare everyone. Yeah? They'd have to get rid of most of their assets, but it would help bring the city of Flint back to a zero. But then at that zero, the city of Flint is worth more than it is now, and it'd still attract vultures. Flint's got a reputation nationwide. You want to get rich, you want to make money, go to Flint and get your payout, run away. Nationwide. I mean, hell, you had people from Pontiac going up there to get some money for some goddamn willow trees. You just had undue medical debt coming in from, I believe, New York to go there to pick up $50,000 without securing any agreements from the hospitals to buy any debt prior. So imagine if the city of Flint was at zero with no assets, picking up federal and state aid again. You're going to have every crackpot that you could think of scrolling on through, saying that they're going to do this, that, and the third, get their paycheck, and then disappear. Flint is a money printing machine. That's all it is. In some ways, it's the new Las Vegas. Las Vegas was built on dirty contracts by the mob. Flint, I mean, hell, when was the last time we saw any decent contract go through that got the full treatment? Oh, hell yeah, I do, Mark. Shit. Tell me how some damn willow trees are going to fix the water or fix people's homes. Oh, I get it. So I don't have to look at the ugly homes. I get it now. I'm sorry, I had to get in touch with my inner rich person. That's ugly. Let me just put up a curtain. It's almost like Marie Antoinette's let them have cake. Sorry, I believe the actual quote is, they shall eat cake, or some BS like that. That's exactly what it is. Like, oh, I think this is a great initiative. It'll look pretty. You know, it also looks pretty. Houses that aren't falling apart. You know, it also looks pretty. Healthy children. Mama Quill coming at us with some more knowledge. Willow trees themselves are a problem. They'll create so many issues with your pipes and your foundation. Yeah? Yeah. Never plant a tree within 50 feet of your house. I mean, hell, we can't even fix the damn sidewalks. There was one sidewalk right next to my old house in Flint that I'd constantly trip on because one of the squares sank down about a foot. And as I was walking, I'd catch my foot on, step on that one. And going over to the next one, my toes would catch and I'd bust my ass. We can't even fix sidewalks in the city of Flint. How are you going to fix pipes? How are you going to fix houses? How are you going to fix foundations? How are you going to fix any God blessed thing? You're not. Oh, damn, Mark. You got to stop coming here and bringing truth. You got to stop it. Too many people watch 810 just to be angry about truth. I mean, hell, they're selling city streets to be able to close them off and do whatever with. They're strangling businesses like that. City blocks, city streets. Hell, next you're just going to see entire wards being sold off. Oh, wait. First ward getting hit with that often. I just don't know what to tell y'all. I can sit here and point at it and scream about it till I'm blue in the face. But if you take a look at these politicians and these council people, they keep doing it. Shaming them doesn't get them to act right. Okay, well, 2026 is coming up. Elections are coming up. Even if we do get them unfucked, even if we have, 9 perfect saints up there who've never sinned in their life, never cussed and never spit, never took $1 off the ground even. Now they've got decades of mess that they have to try to unfuck. I'm not sure how you fix it. I would love to see the communities of Flint start to get together, pool money, what money they can. Not ask for outside help, because outside help always comes with strings and that always ends up hurting the folks. Maybe start buying some of these abandoned properties and doing with them what they will. You know what? Demolish it, make a park out of it for the kids. You know what? Demolish that house, make a new one. You know what? I can, as Mr. Mays says, or said, put it on the floor and we'll see who votes for it. Undo the restrictions on the size of house that you can build. Put it on the floor. Because a lot of these properties you can't build on no more because the houses have to be a certain size. You can't even have prefab or modular there. You know the demographics of the city. You know the income of the city. You know the age of the city. So you know that is blatantly targeting the residents of the city. If you happen to care for the city, put a motion on the floor, put a resolution on the agenda to undo that. If some of these two bedroom, 1-bath homes were good enough for your parents and grandparents, they should be good enough for our kids at least to get a starter home. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, what, 20, 30K? That's not even a 30-year mortgage. Get these kids a nice solid roof over their heads, build up their credit. I mean, hell, they could work at Lockhart, Lear. They can go try to get in with the GM unions and get that under them. And then when they're older, they can buy bigger, better homes. If you care about the city, you can go ahead and try that. Tanya, Dennis, Mr. Jarrett, JWC. I mean, if you guys are just going to waste time arguing anyway, make a 9-hour blessed meeting, 10-hour, 12-hour meeting. Why don't you? At least try to put something productive on it. Oh, well, the council president approves or disapproves. That's fine. Because if the council president disapproves of even putting it on the agenda, you can bring that up. Hell, we as 810 could bring that up. I hate to toot our own horn, but you don't think that we have a little sway of some of the voters in Flint and some of the perception? Weird. So let's see if your money is where your mouth is. Let's see if you actually give a half a goddamn. Because I'm exceptionally tired. My mother-in-law still lives in Flint. Both my kids still live in Flint. A lot of my best friends still live in Flint. And I'm tired of seeing them dragged along, strung along with the promise of a better tomorrow. Because they put so much hope and invest so much time and energy into the so-called good four. And yet the good four are still running along with Neely and the bad four. And you can sit up there and fight all night long. It comes down to the votes and how you're going to vote. So until you stand up on that, there is no good four or bad four. There's just 8. And you'll hear me say it all the time. I'll be going through everything. Every live I see, the good four, the bad four. No, there's just 8. And I will correct everyone on it. Because honestly, your arguments don't matter. Yes, we know Liddell took money and put it in Sarvis Park. At this point, it has been screamed from the rooftop. It is old news. Oh, we know Liddell won't do this or that, or she gives unfair warnings and kicks people out and weaponizes the cops. We know this. Let's see some positive steps. Do you know why Trevor's rant even exists? Because there's no positive news to talk about. There's nothing good happening. No one gives half a goddamn to even fucking try. Let's face it. If there were good things happening, I would have nothing to rant about. It would have to be Trevor's good time singing circus. Because all I'd be doing is espousing how great certain people are because they're actually getting something done. But you ain't. It's really telling that the only thing that these good four or bad four, any of the four, either side talk about is each other. So, you want to prove us wrong? Follow what Mama Aquil just said. Once houses are torn down, it's just real estate. They will rezone and start building. Block that. Keep it residential. Make sure that those areas stay residential. Get rid of the size requirements for homes. Get rid of the stable foundation BS, because you can anchor a mobile home. You can anchor a modular home. Make it cheap and affordable. I don't see a problem with this. Oh, I don't want Flint to look like what? I know you're not walking around permanently concussed. And somehow you got elected, so you have to have 2 working brain cells. Look like what? The city's already falling apart. You've got houses falling in on themselves. You've got people using blue goddamn tarps on their roofs. You've got basements falling in. And let's not forget, you've got jacked up pipes. So you don't want the city looking like what? A white trash paradise? I mean, shit. A white trash paradise is a lot better than basically a ghost town. The only problem is the ghosts still live there. I'd say get your act together. But it seems like it already is. You're acting quite fine. I should give you guys a fucking Oscar for some of the wonderful speeches you give and the stand up and the fight for X, Y, and Z. But it's just a fucking act. I can't tell you. Like, The people of Flint are just broken. I mean this so many have become so disillusioned that they don't care anymore. I can prove that to you easily enough. Just take a look at the audience at City Council. If it's not Mickey, Wentus, Miss Gladys, Taylor, Kermit, possibly Rich, RL, and Art, then it's just people cycling through. They come in for 5 minutes and leave. They come in to speak on something and leave. No one actually is invested in the city of Flint government anymore. No one cares. You guys have done a great job of ruining that trust. You make it onto Fox News and CNN and MSNBC all the goddamn time because of how long these meetings take and how much money you squander. Wouldn't it be nice if for once you make it on there for the people that turned Flint around, the people that saved Flint? I know it's not on your agenda, it's not on your employer's agenda, but still, maybe get some actual praises sung about you instead of people just caught up in your cult of personality. I brought up some truth before and I got phone calls right after. We'll see if that happens today. Granted, you're just getting fucking ignored. I'm not dealing with it. Because I can tell none of you are actually fighting. I've met fighters before. You guys certainly aren't that. Because honestly, well, let's talk about Maze for my remaining 2 minutes and 90 seconds, or 50 seconds. Maze didn't give a goddamn. He had put things on the floor, knowing it was going to get voted down. If you're so intimidated of something getting voted down, why are you up there? This is the position of a legislature, to put things on the floor, to try to make laws, to at least show that you're putting forth the effort. And if you aren't going to at least make that kind of damn show, then you don't need to be there. Mays would tell us all, watch how they vote. He would call out his friends and enemies alike. And here you are. Oh, it'll just get voted down. Oh, it won't make the agenda. You're not even making an attempt to show us that you care. Some of you have podcasts. Maybe Liddell does still. Hell if I know. And you're going to sit there and you're going to, what was going through your mind. But until you say what was going through your mind was putting a resolution on the floor just to see where things stand, I don't want to hear it. I don't think the folks of Flint want to hear it. Because then that just shows you're intimidated. You're scared. Tell me I'm wrong. If next city council meeting, the first thing on that agenda is voting in president and vice president, why don't you guys first thing table that, go through the agenda, and then walk out? Because we know you're not getting anything done once it comes down to that vote. Do you really want to waste people's nights watching you say the same two names over and over again? When you could, in that time, skip it, put it on the back end of the resolution, put up different resolutions. It's fine. I think that'll just about do it for me, guys. I need to figure out how to end this. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't do a lot of the things that I would do. Hug your family, drink some water, stay warm, and I'll catch you next week. Go back, watch the replay of Simply Sisters with Wentus and Super Producer. I've got my Close and Engage dropping tomorrow, Navy. Keep an eye out for the shorts. So, all right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.